Hello and welcome to Gone Home. I think this game is similar to, I don't, wait, oh, it was Missed Messages that I think it's, I don't know. I'm just playing games that I've heard really good things about, so, and I'm just here for the ride. I'm here for the ride.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
June 7th, 1995, 1:15 a.m. Oh, Jesus, that sensitivity. Hold on. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't. Is there no, sound? Okay, there's no, guess there's no, I guess there's no, subtitles. Okay. Oh. And I guess there's no way to change the sensitivity again. Wait. Oh, gee, that's way too close. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please, please, don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want anyone to know. Crossed out is Mom and Dad. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. Damn it. Ooh. Ha ha ha. House key added to backpack. Wow. Caitlin Greenbrier. That's all I have. That's all I have in this giant backpack. 2 giant bags. Okay. I am. It is allergy season, so. Oh, I can't read cursive. Oh, it looks like it's like a escape plan. Ah, it's so dark in here. Is there any lights in here? Ah ha ha ha. There sure is. Now I heard this game is it's very much a, there's no, I'm just gonna shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, they're removing. Interesting.
Dear Katie,
Oh,
so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was talking to you.
Sam, Daniel from the old neighborhood called. He wants to come see the new house. Call him back. Mom, Daniel's a total weirdo. The only reason I ever hung out with him in the first place is he had a Nintendo when we were little. Ah, the childhood friend. Well, ain't that just adorable? Okay, so Sam's the one on the left. Jan and Terry. Jan, Terry, Katie. What an adorable family. What an adorable little family. What the hell? What the hell? Ooh, okay. Can't go in there, I guess. What the fuck? Thunder. Wow. Katie's departure. Move the mouse to rotate. Hecho in Mexico. Regional track and fields finals, April 22nd, 1991. This girl's long jump event, Caitlin Green. Hey, I got first place. Regional track, April 21st, 1990. Girls 100 meter relay, first place, Jamie Bloom, Carla. Wow, I was an athlete. I was an athlete. Okay, there's gotta be a way to change the sensitivity. There's gotta be a way. Yes. Okay. It's not that much better. Some games are just like that, though. Hello? Janice Greenbrier, Forestry Service, Senior. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs. No, I guess I cannot go upstairs. I guess not. Okay. Okay, Shaw must be missing something. What the? Why? Okay, maybe it's not glitch. Maybe it's just a little glitchy. What the hell? What the fuck? Okay, alright, so my graphics qualities were just too high. That's why it wouldn't work. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Welcome, new student. We hope that you're as excited about your first day at Goodfellow High School as we are. Please be sure to bring the following with you on your first day of classes so that you can get right in the swing of things. 1 sturdy folder with pockets for each of your 6 class periods, 1 line notebook per period, or 1 large notebook with 6 divided sections. I don't miss this at all. Ugh. A nutritious lunch, or $2.50 for a lunch provided by a disgusting lunch. A disgusting $2.50. Ugh. And a positive attitude. Please remember to get plenty of sleep that night, the night before, and be ready for the first bell to ring at 8 a.m. See you, and again, welcome, Beth Valance, Principal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there,
Oh, wow.
wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House girl. Great.
Oscar Doc Mazan. Oscar Mason, 60, of Boone County, died peacefully last month in his home. Mr. Mason was born on September 8, 1933, in the house that would be his home for the rest of his life. He attained his degree in pharmacy at a young age and quit, returned to Boone County to practice. He quickly became a well-loved figure at the center of the community. In the decades preceding his passing, he was seldom seen outside his home. A service will be held this Sunday at the First Methodist Church at 1 p.m. All are welcome. His survivors include his nephew Terrence Greenbrier, as well as in spirit the people of Boone County to whom he provided wellness and comfort. Huh. Hey Mom, Dad, and Sam, I'm in Paris. I have done many Parisian things, including eating La Petite Devenir and wearing a beret. I'm going to have lots of film to develop when I get back. Sam, I'm bringing you back something from the Shakespeare Book Company since you are my favorite sister. Love you all, Katie. August 2nd, 94. Huh. The killing of JFK, a theory. A superb work of speculation plotted with amazing skill and showing a level of magnetic artistry not usually present in such academic pieces. A thrilling theory. I could have put this book down. An important new look at the circumstances surrounding one of the greatest tragedies of our time. Grab highlighter. Pioneer. They say that a jack of all trades is a master of none. I have to disagree. Mastery is not a question of specialization, but sureness of purpose and dedication to craft. If you happen to be in the market for a combination LD-CD player, you'll be glad to know that Pioneer seems to share this particular. Huh. Cool. Ooh. I don't know what this is. Weird. Wait, hold on. Fuck no. No. You can do better. Book to basics. What if JFK wasn't? Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. Oh. Interesting. All right, so Terrence Greenbrier, if yes, are there any deficiencies which need correcting? Unclear. Wiring in house is technically up to safety and amperage requirements. However, multiple layers of wiring have been added into structure over the last 100 years. System is frequently unpredictable. Lights blink out for no clear reason. Pressure on floorboards and door frames disrupts circuits wired directly behind the surface. Properly reworking the electrical system would be highly destructive to the walls, floor, and fixtures of the structure. After discussion with Mr. Greenbrier, since there are no current safety concerns, the issues will not be addressed. Damn. Tell us about the word. Does anybody still care? Sir Holtz. Stranger under my roof. US. Oh, that should have broke. Unplayable. Wait, hold on. That's gonna be copyright. Oh. Reproductive system worksheet. Oh god, alright. Period 4 health classes, Mrs. Myers. The early morning of September 1st, 1939, Essa Glad stares out the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to her home village of Willian in Poland. As the train rumbles along and the sun rises over the countryside, she can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep within her guts, an ovum starts to develop. As his train approaches its destination, her heart races. The lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. As Essa steps off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then there, her dear Boris, still in his baker's smock. He must have dropped his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the wheezing of the steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station, a whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a second faster than the bombs, reaches out to warn her dear Benz. To ward her dear Benz across the crowd. Their eyes lock and the moment freezes, flash and smoke envelop him almost instantly. Damn. In the assault by the German forces, almost 75% of the people in their hometown are killed. The rest, including Essa and her, for a time, Borislav, huddle and a half. Destroyed church, he is blind, his legs are missing, bandaged with torn bed sheets. As his egg will not be melted, meaning a sperm, it dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses a grip on life. Essa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive, but in the end, nothing can save him. Since the lining of the uterus is not needed for pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Essa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop, and then one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. See me. Ooh. Huh. World history. All right, I was gonna say. Whoa. Oof. The accidental savior. The Samantha, please give this to your fuck.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Default. This guy is a real creep. But he's got Donkey Kong. I don't know any Nintendo games. Is that a... Oh, I was gonna say... This, that question mark. Was that a record? Might have... Oh.
Flood conditions are expected at lower elevation.
Huh. Hi, Cherry. Enclosed, please find a Pioneer. The X-Files. Nope. The Heaven at the Edge of the World, Samantha Greenbrier, Grade 2, Story, The Turtle People, Part 1. Oh, fuck me. Captain Allegra looked off at the ocean. It went on forever, or so it seemed. Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. Then she heard a cannon fire. Boom! It was the black pirate ship, she yelled. I thought we lost him at the Horse Island. The first mate said, looks like you thought too soon. A black ship came along the side. Captain Black himself came out on the deck of the Black. The black ship, he yelled to Captain Allegra. You're never gonna find the edge. Thar. Ain't no paradise, and your father was a liar. Captain Allegra yelled back, why do you keep following us, you imbecile? The first man yelled out, we'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world, and you'll see your father was no liar. The battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. Now west, she said, into the ship sailed towards the sunset. It's always interesting, because I used to write stories all the time as a kid. I mean, I guess I'm still doing that as an adult, but like, I used to write the most random stories as a kid, because I didn't have a lot of friends as a kid. So I just wrote all the time, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting how kids can just like come up with some of those fascinating, poltergeist. Find out the truth behind stories that were familiar even to our pagan ancestors, because our hoax from genuine. Oh, is this gonna get paranormal? I really hope not. Nothing? Yeah, okay. I think that's all from up down here, except that code, which I can't figure out. Controlled burn schedules for Boone County. Plumes of smoke will rise above the northeastern region of Boone County over the better part of next week. As part of a forestry service and controlled burn of overgrown sections of the Flint Knob National Forest. Forestry crews have been preparing the area for months. The burn operation will take place between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday, depending on disputed progress, according to Forestry Service. In addition to removing dead and overgrown vegetation that can lead to wildfires in drier months, the operation will serve as a valuable training tool for the forestry and firefighting personnel involved, said Senior Converter Janice Greenbrier. The smoke will likely linger in the following weekend. Alright.
It's weird hanging out with girls. Daniel was around ever since I was little, and other girls? I don't know. But being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
God, I can't stop yawning. Oh, man. I, Samantha Greenbrier, am 17 years old and am therefore an independent, fully functional human being. I don't know about that. The fact that you still forbid me from going into the city on my own is frankly absurd. Compared with Katie, who is only 3 years older than me, and yet you allowed her to go all the way across an ocean to another continent on her own. I just want to spend an evening in a normal, totally safe city on my own, like a human being. And since you may also remember that I have my own car now, you can't really stop me. Warmest regards, your daughter, Samantha. Samantha. Radiation area, keep out. Is this Sam's room? Huh. What the hell happened here? Nope. Copyright. How am I supposed to know these things? I'm sure there's a way to know. Hold on. Hold the phone. Got your number? Who's got a crush on you? Oh, okay, so they're a mitten. 18. Let's try that. Damn it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, The King's Labyrinth. Chapter 2, Fraying Threads. God, I can barely stay awake. Captain Allegra, still in her flowing skirt and sturdy jerkin, descended the single shining thread into the lower cavern of the labyrinth. She and the first mate, on their own now, grew closer to their goal, the throne room of the dead immortal king of the island. The first mate slid down the line on the stone floor. She swept chalky bone dust from the front of her canvas trousers and looked up at Allegra. The silken, fuck me. Fuck me, dude. I can't fucking stay awake. Duh, fuck. I gotta take a nap.
At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it. The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. In the dark, she smiled. My heart was beating so fast. I rolled over. I felt so, I don't know, nervous. After a minute, she put her arm around me and was so close and whispered in my ear, "I really like you." I just nodded my head, and I really hope she could tell. I really hope that she meant what I think she did. I felt like a shook-up can of soda ever since. I hope we have the chance to talk before I explode. Lonnie came over today. Everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I must think... But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say... But I couldn't find the words. I felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me on the bed. I looked at her. Lonnie, do you think you could ever And that's when she kissed me. It's different now. I mean, we still hang out all the time like before. But now when no one else is around, well, you know. So you could say we're dating. But it's secret. Secret dating? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the real difference. Now when we get off the phone or go home for the night, or it's just quiet and we're alone, we say I love you. Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now. And I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing. I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like a temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show. They tell you to stick with the group on field trips, Katie. There's a reason for that. Lonnie and I snuck off on the side paths at Multnomah Falls and got a little lost. Okay, a lot lost. Like, for hours. Right before the bus left, we found a trail, and came running down the path, soaked and covered in mud, shouting for the bus not to leave. The school called home. Mom and Dad said, "You didn't get into trouble like this before you met that Lonnie girl." But I don't think they know about us. The kids at school, though, I'm really afraid that's a whole other story. Stick with the group, Katie. Stick with the group. I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation, following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes. I'm so stupid sometimes. I was telling Lonnie that I got into my college summer program thing, and I was all making plans like, you should come visit me, stay in my dorm room. But she said, Sam, I ship out on June 6th. I was like, ship out? To where? She said, to basic training. What did you think I was doing all that ROTC stuff for? I guess she's been planning to join the army right after high school since she was like 12. And I guess she's really going to do it. So I was like, after graduation, I'm just never going to see you again? She said, let's just have fun while we can. So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow. You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk, but sometimes I see her in this, like, army uniform, and she's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, like, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school. an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. But they saw the zine and the stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie? And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, or disappointed, or start crying, or something. But they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, because they're in for one very long phase. Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. When she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore. We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried. And she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone. Daniel finally came over to get his game. I'd been dreading it. But he brought this story with him that I wrote when we were little. I started reading it, and then there I was, crying at the kitchen table. He asked what was wrong, and I was thinking about how we used to be friends, how much I take him for granted. But instead, I told him about school, and Dad, and Lonnie. And then how sorry I was that I wasn't his friend anymore. He gave me a hug and said it was going to be okay. For some reason, I almost believed him. Sometimes you just have to lie to Mom and Dad. Like when Lonnie asked me to see a band with her and stay over at her friend's place in the city after. That's a lie to Mom and Dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. And everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Between two songs, Lonnie leaned over and said, "How do you like your first show?" I was so happy. I felt tears starting in my eyes. And then she up and hugged me. I think she could tell. forget tomorrow was going to come off with all the... And she held me. I said to sleep like tonight. Then I couldn't take it. It was out of me. The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait. Oh my God. Katie, I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the army and being apart and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, "Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us." And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes. Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday.